Welcome to the Meme Show. I'm Kevin. Let's get into it. We're going to talk about the conservative X-Men, right? This is the X-Men of media, right? And we see here, we got this nice graphic we got. And who is Professor Xavier? Who's the mastermind behind it, right? And you can see it's Alex Jones, right? Alex Jones he's at the center of it. He's the mastermind. He's the X-Man. He gets all the people together, you know. He puts them on his broadcast, right? And Professor Xavier, he got like psychic powers and stuff. So Alex Jones is like that too. He got psychic powers. He's an Ubermensch, right? And people do have psychic powers, and you know, when Professor X, he uses Cerebro, right? Cerebro is like it makes your brain go out, and you can scan the whole world and all that mutants and stuff. And that's what Alex Jones does, right? He uses Cerebro, but his Cerebro is like the microphone, and it's InfoWars, right? It's all the broadcast, you know. He's talking to all the spiritually and like elevated people and psychic people and soccer moms and everybody, right? Because a lot of like Freemasons and stuff, they listen to Alex Jones, right? Because he's an Ubermensch, you know. His bloodline come to the Ubermensch, and he kind of speak to other people with powers, right? And then we have Storm, and who's Storm, right? She's Candace Owens, right? Because she got the strong emotion. She got the power of Mother Nature, you know, like the black people have a strong emotion, right? So she like electricity and thunder and wind and the rain, you know. She uses that, and she uses her power to sway the conservative people, right? And her eyes come with flame, you know. She's like got the strong power in her, right? And then who's Ye? Kanye. He's Banshee, right? Banshee is the guy who his power is his voice, right? And he can use his power to fly, like financially he can make himself fly, you know, with his voice. All his power comes from his voice, and it's so powerful, it goes across everywhere and everybody hears it, you know. And just like Banshee, it can hurt people when he speaks, right? You know, because like people are like, oh, it's too much, right? You know, but it's just like Banshee, right? And his voice makes him fly financially, right? Because he's rich, you know. And then who's Cyclops, right? Who's got the laser eyes? And you can see it's Nick Fuentes. He's a Cyclops because he can see the deep state. He can see the machinations of the deep state, you know, what they're up to, who's behind, because the deep state's always like putting on a show, right? They always got the actors. Now the deep state's Indian, right? They're kind of like that one X-Men lady. She changed shape, you know. That's kind of like represent the deep state, because they're always changing shape and taking on different forms of actors to influence politics, right? You never know where they are, right? So he's good at that. He's good at pointing it out, like, boom, there's the deep state. I can see him, right? That's what Nick's good at, right? That's a superpower. You can see it coming from a mile away, you know. And then who's Colossus, right? Who's Colossus? And Colossus is Andrew Tate, right? Even the picture looks just like him, right? So Tate is Colossus, and what happens to Colossus when he gets on the armor, when he gets the steel, like he's like invincible, right? And that's kind of like Tate fighting the deep state, you know. He's like whenever deep state comes back at them, they end up looking stupid, right? He's like outsmarting them. He's becomes stronger, you know. His Tate is like a chess too. Like if you get attacked, you attack twice, you know. You go hard at the enemy, right? So that's kind of like Tate's strategy too, right? And it's all put together by Alex Jones. He's the mastermind. He's the InfoWar mastermind. He's the Professor Xavier, using the powers of the people, the free people, to defeat the deep state, you know, and take down the deep state, right? Because we need the spiritually elevated people to take down the deep state and notify people. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.